1. Does Trump's big, beautiful bill really eliminate Social Security taxes? Full breakdown. 2. President Trump signs historic bill, tax cuts, border security and more. 3. Trump's Social Security bill, what you need to know about taxes. 1. Does Trump's big, beautiful bill really eliminate Social Security taxes? Full breakdown. Does the recently passed, big, beautiful bill truly eliminate taxes on Social Security benefits? By Mary Cunningham, reporter at MoneyWatch. Mary Cunningham is a dedicated reporter for CBS MoneyWatch. Prior to her current role in the business and finance sector, she gained valuable experience working with 60 Minutes, CBSNews.com, and CBS News 24/7 as part of the CBS News Associate Program. Updated on July 7, 2025/3:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time/CBS News. #### What's inside the new budget bill signed by Trump? As Congress moved forward with the approval of President Trump's much-discussed, big, beautiful bill on Thursday, the Social Security Administration, SSA, made a noteworthy announcement. They claimed that this legislation would eliminate federal income taxes on Social Security benefits for most beneficiaries. This assertion, which aligns with previous commitments made by Mr. Trump to abolish taxes on Social Security, likely brought relief to the millions of elderly and disabled individuals who rely on this program for their financial support. However, does the bill truly fulfill this promise? The answer is not entirely straightforward. In a press release, the SSA stated that the tax and spending package, which the president is expected to sign into law on Friday, ensures that nearly 90% of Social Security beneficiaries will no longer pay federal income taxes on their benefits. This statistic is based on a June analysis conducted by the White House's Council of Economic Advisers, which indicated that 88% of seniors, approximately 51.4 million individuals, will not owe taxes on their Social Security payments under this new measure, as their deductions would surpass their taxable benefits. According to the SSA, over 70 million Americans currently receive Social Security benefits. The bill is described as providing the largest tax break in American history for our nation's seniors, according to the Council of Economic Advisers, who emphasized that the deductions will allow seniors, who have earned their Social Security through years of hard work, to retain more money in their pockets. However, while it is accurate that the bill introduces some tax relief for certain Social Security recipients, experts in policy have pointed out that it is misleading to claim that the legislation completely abolishes taxes on Social Security benefits. Instead, the bill introduces a new bonus tax deduction for beneficiaries. Although the deduction does offer some relief for seniors, it does not fully eliminate the tax on their benefits, stated Garrett Watson, Director of Policy Analysis at the Tax Foundation, a think tank based in Washington, D.C., in a conversation with the Associated Press prior to the bill's approval by Congress. The Social Security Administration did not provide a comment when approached for clarification, and the White House also chose not to respond. ###. How does the big, beautiful bill affect Social Security? Rather than completely removing taxes on Social Security, the bill introduces a temporary deduction that beneficiaries can utilize to reduce their federal income tax obligations. Importantly, this deduction applies to all income a senior earns, not just their Social Security benefits. Bobby Kogan, Senior Director of Federal Budget Policy at the Center for American Progress, a nonpartisan think tank in Washington, D.C., explained to CBS MoneyWatch that the bill does not alter the existing taxation framework for Social Security benefits. The complete elimination of taxes on Social Security was not feasible due to a congressional rule known as the Byrd Rule, which restricts what can be included in a reconciliation bill like the one proposed by the Republicans. What the bill does provide is a temporary tax deduction of up to $6,000 for seniors aged 65 and older. This tax break is available to individuals with adjusted gross incomes of $75,000 or less, and $150,000 or less for couples filing jointly. However, this deduction is set to expire at the end of 2028. If both spouses are over 65, they can each claim the deduction, totaling $12,000, AARP noted in its analysis of the budget bill. The deduction gradually phases out for individuals earning above the specified income limits. Unfortunately, Social Security recipients who are under 65, as well as those whose incomes exceed the designated thresholds, will not be able to take advantage of this new tax deduction. Additionally, many low-income seniors who already do not pay federal income tax due to their minimal earnings will not benefit from this change. Increasing the amount you can write off when you already qualify to write off everything does not provide any real assistance, Kogan remarked. The Tax Foundation, a nonpartisan policy research organization, stated in a June report that exempting Social Security benefits from taxation would not alter the after-tax income for the lowest 20% of taxpayers, as these individuals are already exempt from taxes on their Social Security benefits. The primary beneficiaries of this bill will be higher-income seniors, according to Martha Shedden, president and co-founder of the National Association of Registered Social Security Analysts, which focuses on educating the public about Social Security. The individuals who stand to gain the most are those with higher incomes, and the wealthiest among them will benefit the most before the tax cut phases out, Kogan added. The tax cut is completely phased out for individuals earning $175,000 and for couples earning $250,000. Is there more pressure on Social Security? While providing a temporary tax deduction may assist some Social Security recipients, it could also exacerbate the already precarious financial situation of the retirement program, Kogan warned. The Social Security Trust Fund is projected to be depleted by 2034 if Congress does not take action. We are already facing a situation where insufficient funds are being contributed to the trust fund. This bill will further reduce the revenue flowing into it, he stated. The Penn-Wharton Budget Model, a think tank at the University of Pennsylvania that analyzes fiscal issues, estimates that eliminating income taxes on Social Security benefits could decrease federal revenue by $1.5 trillion over the next decade and increase the federal debt by 7% by 2054. As discussions continue regarding how to strengthen Social Security while also providing tax relief to older Americans, one undeniable and perhaps politically sensitive truth emerges: cutting benefits. According to a survey funded by AARP and conducted by the National Academy of Social Insurance, released in January, 85% of Americans believe that benefits should either remain unchanged or be increased, even if it necessitates raising taxes on some or all citizens. Almost all Americans want to see their Social Security benefits preserved and are willing to take necessary measures to ensure that the program continues to provide substantial support for future generations, stated AARP Chief Public Policy Officer Deb Whitman in a statement following the survey's release. The Associated Press contributed to this report. 2. President Trump signs historic bill, tax cuts, border security and more. Imagine waking up to a paycheck that feels like a raise without ever asking your boss for one. That's the promise now baked into law. Yesterday, President Donald J. Trump put pen to paper on what he calls the One Big Beautiful Bill, instantly turning a sweeping package of reforms into the law of the land. Supporters hail it as a once-in-a-generation win that finally puts American households, and not bureaucrats, first. Below is an easy-to-digest breakdown of what this massive legislation can mean for you, your wallet, and even your weekend road trip. But here's where the debate heats up. Critics say the benefits aren't evenly distributed, so keep reading and decide for yourself. Key changes at a glance. Record-setting tax relief for regular folks. The nonpartisan Joint Committee on Taxation projects the largest share of benefits will flow to workers and families earning under $50,000 a year. Picture a couple making $48,000. Under the new brackets, they'll keep more cash to cover rent, groceries, or maybe even start that emergency fund. Paychecks that could be $10,000 fatter annually. Government economists estimate certain middle-class families will pocket over $10,000 more each year. Think of it as an automatic raise that could pay for a used car, a family vacation, or substantial debt reduction. No federal tax on tips, overtime, or Social Security income. Service industry employees can bring home 100% of their tips, and anyone clocking extra hours keeps every additional dollar. Retirees see their Social Security checks untouched by federal taxes. And this is the part most people miss: eliminating these levies may also reduce the paperwork headache at tax time. $12.5 billion to modernize air traffic control. If you dreaded flight delays, this cash injection aims to replace aging radar with modern GPS-based tracking. In theory, faster routes could save airlines fuel and passengers precious time. A permanent boost to the child tax credit. More than 40 million households with children can count on higher, long-term credits, making back-to-school shopping a little less stressful. Securing the border, for good or for controversy. The bill locks in funds to complete the long-promised border wall and to recruit thousands more ICE and Border Patrol agents. Supporters see stronger national security, critics raise humanitarian and budget concerns. What do you think? Lower energy bills via homegrown oil and gas expansion. By greenlighting additional domestic production, lawmakers predict downward pressure on utility costs. Whether that aligns with climate goals remains hotly contested. New deduction for Made in America auto loan interest. Buying a U.S. manufactured vehicle. You can now write off the interest on your car loan, making patriotism suddenly profitable. Safeguards for 2 million family farms. The legislation shields family-owned farms from facing double taxation when passing land to the next generation, helping preserve rural livelihoods. Trump accounts for every newborn. Each baby born in the United States receives an individual savings account seeded by the federal government. Parents can contribute over time to cover future education or first home costs, essentially a financial head start at birth. Trimming federal spending by $1.5 trillion. To restore what proponents call fiscal sanity, the law targets agency budgets and eliminates programs labeled redundant. Skeptics warn of potential cuts to essential services. Which side resonates with you? Strengthening Medicaid by plugging leaks. Fraud, waste, and ineligible payments to non-citizens are slated for elimination, freeing funds for legitimate recipients. How strictly this will be enforced remains to be seen. Funding the Golden Dome missile defense system. Designed to counter 21st-century threats, this advanced shield aims to keep the homeland safe from aerial attacks. Yet defense analysts debate its feasibility and cost. Revitalizing the armed forces after a claimed readiness gap. New equipment, technology upgrades, and increased troop support intend to ensure the military regains full readiness. The price tag is hefty, but advocates argue it's an investment in national security. Questions to ponder and discuss. 1. Will these tax cuts genuinely stimulate the middle class, or will the wealthiest Americans capture the lion's share? 2. Is the no-tax policy on tips and overtime a sustainable move, or could it shrink future Social Security revenue? 3. Does finishing the border wall enhance safety enough to justify the cost, or could that money solve other pressing problems? 4. Will expanding oil and gas undercut green energy momentum, or is it a practical bridge toward energy independence? Your turn. Which aspects excite you, and where do you think the plan overreaches? Jump into the conversation. Whether you're cheering, skeptical, or somewhere in between, your voice matters. 3. Trump's Social Security bill, what you need to know about taxes. A shocking truth about Trump's Social Security tax bill: who really benefits? President Trump's latest, big, beautiful bill has sparked confusion and controversy over its promise to slash federal income taxes on Social Security benefits. While the administration hails it as a win for seniors, experts warn the reality is far more nuanced. The bill includes a $6,000 tax deduction for Americans 65 plus, but here's the twist: it doesn't directly eliminate taxes on Social Security checks. Instead, it offers a deduction that mostly helps higher-income seniors, while lower-income retirees see minimal gains. This is a mixed bag, notes Alex Lawson of Social Security Works. Tax relief for some comes at a cost to the entire Social Security system. The Social Security Administration claims the law delivers long-awaited tax relief by raising the standard deduction for seniors, reducing the number who pay taxes on benefits from 64% to 88%. But critics argue the deduction, phasing out at $175K/$250K incomes, expires soon and disproportionately benefits wealthier seniors. The median senior income. Just $30,000, below the threshold where the deduction makes a difference. As marketed, it's tax relief for all seniors, but many will find it doesn't apply to them, warns Garrett Watson of the Tax Foundation. Lower-income earners already pay little to no tax, so this deduction leaves them behind. But here's where it gets controversial: the bill's design means richer seniors reap the most rewards. The people who benefit are, by definition, richer, says Bobby Kogan of the Center for American Progress. It's a handout to those who need it least. And this is the part most people miss: the deduction's expiration in a few years could leave seniors facing tax hikes later. So, is this a genuine lifeline or a short-term political win? Do you think the bill fairly supports all seniors, or does it unfairly favor the wealthy? Share your thoughts.